be this out of touch. I mean, you don't have to have some masterful plan or some extraordinary leader to at least have the basics down of what we should be doing right now when we're going through this. To watch a bunch of Democrats create a compilation of dancing videos where they're all dancing with each other. All the ones who held up paddles at the State of the Union, and I'm including Jasmine, she was in there too. You can't honestly think that that's even remotely appropriate right now when we are watching authoritarianism take hold, like spreading worse than the COVID virus. It's everywhere. We're watching all of our tax dollars get sucked up by the wealthy in the biggest mass wealth transfer. We're watching our rights being stripped away. We're watching criminals in the White House ignoring court orders. And your response is to make dancing videos. Who in America is going to be inspired?
What's that? Let me tell you what you guys may not know. She wants you to believe that she's straight out of the hood. Okay. She wants you to believe that she's the star of her own little gritty street drama, but I want you to hold on for a second. There's a plot twist. When it comes to Jasmine Crockett, the actual truth is she's more like a character from a high-budget rom-com set in a pristine suburban neighborhood. Let's call it for-income neighborhoods that she's trying to relate to, could only dream of. So I want you to picture little Jasmine, fresh out of her exclusive day school, rolling up to the playground in designer sneakers, ready to take on the world. Meanwhile, kids in the neighborhood are trying to figure out how to navigate the complexities of the ice cream truck schedule.
To answer your question, I am. Now, real progressive, I'm an independent. I'm not even a Democrat, and I have plenty to go around with my criticism of the Democrat Party. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit back and allow you or anybody else chastise Jasmine Crockett, who probably has been one of the most refreshing voices in the Democrat Party.
I hope you don't mind, friend, that I tag myself in. I got some things to say. Now, me and that content creator, we used to be mutuals. The first content creator. She and I used to be mutuals. I stopped following her because she was saying some things that would rub me the wrong way. She did something that really rubbed me the wrong way, and so I quietly unfollowed her.
Hey my people, it's Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I hope that from wherever you are watching this from, you're doing all right and God has protected you and preserved you very well. I do appreciate all of you that keep supporting. Thank you so very much. And to my members, shout out to you guys for supporting exclusively as well. And as always, we're back with another interesting episode. Now, Congresswoman Jasmine, I think on Women's Day, she took a video of her dancing to Kendrick Lamar's song, probably celebrating, you know, the achievements of Black women and just really giving them some good vibes. And of course, she's faced a lot of backlash from, you know, not only the MAGAs, but also palm-colored, you know, Democrats, and they are saying there are more important things to be attending to than creating dance moves. And of course, we do have a few reactions from Black people that are saying, you know, so a Black woman cannot even catch a break. Like, you know, why don't you pick on other people that are not speaking up, but you are literally choosing to, you know, attack someone that has been very vocal. Literally, she's the face of this entire party, and then you choose to really fight her. Of course, calling her ratchet, ghetto, and all of that. So we have to watch, I think, this clip. We'll come back and talk about it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're landing on here for your very first time.
What's that? Let me tell you what you guys may not know. She wants you to believe that she's straight out of the hood. Okay. She wants you to believe that she's the star of her own little gritty street drama, but I want you to hold on for a second. There's a plot twist. When it comes to Jasmine Crockett, the actual truth is she's more like a character from a high-budget rom-com set in a pristine suburban neighborhood. Let's call it Fresh Princess of Dallas. She attended an elite private day school where the tuition cost nearly $35,000 per year. She ain't from the streets, y'all. This institution known for very privileged clientele, and it provided her with the level of education and resources that many in lower income neighborhoods that she's trying to relate to could only dream of. So I want you to picture little Jasmine fresh out of her exclusive day school, rolling up to the playground in designer sneakers, ready to take on the world. Meanwhile, kids in the neighborhood are trying to figure out how to navigate the complexities of the ice cream truck schedule. She didn't have the struggle, folks. And then she went over to Rhodes College. Let me tell you what the tuition at Rhodes College is. Any guesses? It's $55,000 a year. Oh, little Jasmine was getting educated. I mean, at $55,000 a year, I half expect her to show up in class in a ball gown sipping Dom Perignon while discussing Shakespeare and the finer points of avocado toast. But somewhere along the way, she traded her glass slippers for Ebonics. So let's be real. Jasmine is cosplaying a gangsta like she's auditioning for a reality show called Real Politicians of Privilege. Now, we can just imagine her strolling into a meeting wearing a hoodie and an oversized sunglasses while her assistant carries her $500 designer bag filled with organic snacks, rolling in to represent the streets with the mocha latte and the stock portfolio. So when she TikToks to they not like us, the fact is clear. No, she ain't nothing like us.
I mean, you don't have to have some masterful plan or some extraordinary leader to at least have the basics down of what we should be doing right now when we're going through this. To watch a bunch of Democrats create a compilation of dancing videos where they're all dancing with each other. All the ones who held up paddles at the State of the Union. And I'm including Jasmine. She was in there too. You can't honestly think that that's even remotely appropriate right now when we are watching authoritarianism take hold, like spreading worse than the COVID virus. It's everywhere. We're watching all of our tax dollars get sucked up by the wealthy in the biggest mass wealth transfer. We're watching our rights being stripped away. We're watching criminals in the White House ignoring court orders. And your response is to make dancing videos. Who in America is going to be inspired?
To answer your question, I am. Now, real progressive, I'm an independent. I'm not even a Democrat. And I have plenty to go around with my criticism of the Democrat Party. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit back and allow you or anybody else chastise Jasmine Crockett, who probably has been one of the most refreshing voices in the Democrat Party.
I hope you don't mind, friend, that I tag myself in. I got some things to say. Now, me and that content creator, we used to be mutuals. The first content creator. She and I used to be mutuals. I stopped following her because she was saying some things that would rub me the wrong way. She did something that really rubbed me the wrong way, and so I quietly unfollowed her. Now, she has a nice-sized platform, and she is a voice for the left, the Democrats. She is, she works hard in trying to get the information out to the people, but still, stuff she was saying and doing was just rubbing me the wrong way. And this, after watching that video of hers, I will be blocking her. Because what was the reason? What was the reason to call out Jasmine Crockett in her dancing video? Jasmine Crockett is one of the strongest, loudest voices in the Democrat Party. She is one of the hardest working House representatives in the Democrat Party. So what was the reason for you, Miss Ma'am, to call out Jasmine Crockett? There were so many other Democratic House representatives and in the Senate that you could have called out. What was the reason for you calling out Jasmine Crockett? We actively see how hard Jasmine Crockett works. We see her in those committee hearings being a voice loud and strong for the people. We see Jasmine Crockett on CNN regularly being loud and strong and being a voice for the people. We see Jasmine Crockett on different independent small platforms being interviewed by independent voices. We see Jasmine Crockett actively, loud, working hard for not just her constituents, but for all of us in the United States. And with all that Jasmine Crockett gives, she takes 5 minutes to do a dancing video, to let her hair down, to rest, to relax. And you are so bothered by it. You think it's so inappropriate that you have to do a video calling her out. Just like my friend who I got your video from, I am inspired by Jasmine Crockett. I'm inspired by all that she does, including the dance video. What was the reason? There were so many other congressmen and women on the Democrat side that you could have called out by name. You could have called out Nancy Pelosi. What the fuck has she been doing? Chuck Schumer has been showing us how inept he is. John Fetterman has been dancing with the Republicans. You could have called them out. You could have called these 10 Democrats out. Why didn't you call them out by name? There were so many other Democrats that you could have called out by name for what you deem as inappropriate. You could have taken the time to call out the 53% of white women, your people. You could have used that time to talk to them. But no, you chose to call out by name Jasmine Crockett and her dancing video. What was the reason? Believe me when I say this, ma'am. Jasmine Crockett and the rest of the 92%, we don't give a fuck about what you deem as inappropriate.
Jasmine Crockett wants you to believe that she is just some career politician and that she is just the best at what she does. She ran in a soft election. Soft. And this is not an attack against the person that she ran against. His name is Jamar Jefferson, and he was a libertarian candidate. We all know typically the libertarian candidates take the least votes in most all elections.
There is nothing more pathetic than to watch a Black woman desperately try, and I do emphasize the word try, to tear down another successful, high-achieving Black woman. When you, as a Black woman, have positioned yourself to be used as nothing more than a useful idiot in the destruction of your own existence. And what are you running for? Running to be nothing more than a tap dancer for the same group of people who are proud that their ancestors put our ancestors up in trees for their amusement. Because he does have the endorsement of the Klan. Now, I've had my own issue with Democrats, but policy-wise, you haven't been able to articulate why you switched to MAGA, especially since we are now only 40 days into the Dump administration, and Dump himself is already projecting that we will be in a recession because he's tanked his own economy. In just 40 short days, Dump is already managing to destroy the country at record speed. The economy tanking, groceries skyrocketing, stock market plummeting, planes literally falling from the actual sky, farmers losing their land, healthcare under attack, Social Security also under attack, married women's voting rights on the chopping block under the SAVE Act. Meanwhile, on the world stage, the US has become a global embarrassment, isolated from our allies, rapidly losing superpower status, and teetering on the wrong side of World War III because we can no longer be trusted. And on top of all of that, you're proudly capping for a 34-time felon, a man found liable of sexual assault, twice impeached and 6 times bankrupt, and you're not embarrassed. So tell me, as a Black woman, how exactly are you winning under this Fourth Reich? Because even Elon Musk, a white male billionaire, is taking massive losses under this administration. You can go ahead and bet your last tap shoe that you're not winning either.
What do you my people think? Of course, there's stereotypes that Black people are ratchet, Black people are ghetto, Black people are this and that. And I think I see where these people are coming from, because their expectations of a Black person is to be professional all the time. And I want to know if you guys find a problem with it, her taking off time. Like, I mean, she does have life outside of politics, and she posts her life as well. By the way, this is not just you know, something that came randomly out of the blue. She is always visibly seen having some great time whenever she wants to, right? But I feel like when it comes to Black people, people will always attack you. Now, there's a clip that I saw of, I think, a Republican woman that was literally filming commercials in her office of her fashion and the dresses like she buys and wears. And mind you, people didn't have a problem with her doing that in the office where she works from, but people have a problem when a Black person celebrates. No wonder this is not just the first woman that is facing this backlash. I'm talking about, you know, Jasmine Crockett. But even when Serena Williams danced on the Kendrick halftime show.
12 years ago, Serena Williams did a dance that nearly cost her her reputation. But at the Super Bowl, it made her a legend. I know everyone is talking about Kendrick Lamar and his fantastic performance, but consider Serena and her surprise performance. It happened at the Super Bowl, and it was bigger than just dance. You see, back in 2012, Serena did a crip walk after winning Olympic gold, and the backlash was swift. Fox Sports called it immature and classless. The LA Times said it should be separated from the violence associated with that dance. She was pressured to apologize, not for disrespecting anyone, not for breaking any rules, but for celebrating herself in a way that made certain people uncomfortable. Fast forward to the Super Bowl. Same dance, same Serena, but a completely different response. Why? The space that she was in. Surrounded by Kendrick Lamar and other Black artists, unapologetically owning their culture, free to be joyful, free to be in that space, free to be herself. That right there is the story. It's not just about Serena, but it's about every Black woman and what they face every single day. Here's the reality. 79% of Black women report feeling like they have to change their behavior at work just to make others comfortable. 54% of Black women leaders say they feel pressure to adjust how they speak or even how they look. Meanwhile, studies show that workplaces with inclusive cultures are twice as likely to succeed financially. So what does this tell us? It tells us that this isn't about professionalism, it's about control. Black women are forced to shrink themselves to fit into spaces that were never built for them in the first place. And yet, when Black women are given the space to just exist as they are, to celebrate, to express, to take up room, magic happens. And sometimes that magic looks like the greatest tennis player of all time doing this dance on the world's biggest stage while millions cheer. It's not just dancing. It's not just a viral moment. It's freedom. And here's the question we need to sit with. Why does that freedom only exist in certain spaces?
So in any way, a Black person is supposed to behave, or not supposed to have a break, but is supposed to be monitored, like controlled on a remote, that anything that you do that is out of what they were expecting you to do, then that is ratchet and they have to call you out. And that is so crazy. And I think for Serena Williams to even come out on that halftime show to dance is like, you know, like a self-liberation, to be honest, because it looks like these people will always find a problem with what Black people do outside of, you know, even outside of work. But also it shows you that in their mind, you as a black person, you're supposed to work. You're not supposed to, enjoy your life. People are here struggling. You're supposed to be like on the necks of the government. But we have to ask ourselves this, that are saying, there are more other serious things that need to be attended to. What are they doing themselves to create change in this? So it really shows you how unappreciative they are of black efforts and how you can never do enough to make them happy. They will always find a problem with what you have to do. This entire too much pressure they put on these representatives is also just too much. And mind you, it is very stressful to be dealing with all this pressure, and everyone has so much expectations out of you. If you do not take care of yourself and celebrate yourself and just do stuff to rejuvenate your energy and just renew your spirit, to be honest, it turns you into a bitter human, because every now and then it is just problem after problem that you have to deal with. I think it is time these people really give a break to black people. As much as they are going to be vocal and they have decided to stand up for people, it's not that they don't have a life, and she did not harm anybody. Yeah, lots of people always be like, oh, that's not inspiring, that's supporting ghetto-ness and ratchetness. There's absolutely nothing ratchety about what she did. She did not twerk, she did not, dance naked, she did not abuse or insult anybody. Yeah, but it's just that you have a problem with other people's happiness. Mind you, we as black people, when we are going through stuff, we have a way of controlling the amount of pressure that these things put on us. For example, if I get upset like really, really bad, the crazy part is I either dance or sing. And that's weird, because people expect people to be throwing tantrums and turning tables. All of us don't deal with pressure and bad occurrences the way you would like us to handle them. Some people, you will find them the happiest even when they are going through the hardest times, but that is how they manage to, go through and fight and, just get through. But as always, I feel like she's inspired a lot of black women, and she was celebrating black women achievements. So, and of course, they always have a problem with anybody that celebrates, the greatness of black women. So what else can we even expect from such people? Put your thoughts in the comment section, and of course, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I'll keep bringing you more of these episodes. Until then, my name is Gracie, and I love all of you. Bye.